and welcome back to Mixed Media Live. It's been a little while. We missed last week, but we're back. We're back in action this week, and this week we're talking about three more great topics, we have three more great segments. So first, I'll just say what Mixed Media is real quick. So Mixed Media is a weekly live podcast that happens on Mondays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I've still yet to change all the stuff from up there and everywhere with the correct time and stuff, but it will be changed. It's 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, and what we do is we talk about anything art related, basically, and we each have our different, affinities of what we do professionally, what we study, and we particularly talk about those. And hopefully you learn something, have engaging conversations with us, and discover new things. So without further ado, I guess we'll introduce ourselves. So my name is Irving Nestor. I'm a filmmaker and media entrepreneur. I own a company called Ariella, and you can find my website at ariella.co.
Hi, I'm Ben Costello. I'm a flute player and a media composer.
Hi, I'm Nathan, and I'm a game developer and 3D modeler.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. But how has it been for you guys?
I've had some opportunity to meet some more, now that things are a lot more in person than not entirely in person. Meet some more student composers, and particularly some people doing film work, which is good to make some more contact that way.
Yeah, how about you, Nathan?
And it's been pretty busy with school and stuff like that, and stuff going on outside of school.
All right. Speaking of links, okay, that wasn't a very good transition at all, actually. What's the news for the week?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head in terms of gaming. Elden Ring came out. That was highly anticipated. Heard good things about it. It looks quite nice, I think, visually speaking, but I haven't really seen any gameplay. It's made by the same people who made Dark Souls. I believe is in collaboration. Tolkien, yeah. I believe it's in collaboration with them. Hopefully I didn't just make something up, but yeah, that's that.
In collaboration with Tolkien himself, because he's dead.
I guess I made it up. I guess that's all it is. I'm going to look this up because I am fairly certain there is a... Wow, I really made... I was thinking, he must be really old now. That was my thought. I was like, this guy's really old at this point.
He's a little bit in the ground.
Oh, sorry, it's George R.R. Martin, not Tolkien.
Oh,
George R.R. Martin did
Game
of Thrones? Is that what he did? Or is that someone entirely different? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Very different. Not that I have read either, but...
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has a 10 out of 10 on IGN and a 97 on Metacritic, which is pretty insane.
Interesting. Yeah, for me, I don't know if... Was that for gaming news or...
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, I wasn't too attentive because I had such a crazy week. But just a few things. Well, really one thing. Well, maybe a few things. Is the BAFTAs are streaming for the first time, which is, I guess, interesting. I don't know that will make it better unless they change literally everything else about the way they do these award shows. I'm not sure if people asked for this. But hey, if they put on something maybe that can be a little bit more interesting than the Oscars every year, maybe it'll be a good time. Who knows? And the other thing is that the only other thing I've noticed is that the Alec Baldwin situation, there are 3 more lawsuits filed. The estate of Helena Hutchins has finally filed its lawsuit, which makes sense, because it's probably less frivolous. And it's not against Alec Baldwin per se, it's against the production as a whole, which makes sense as well. Well, it doesn't. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably cover it if it becomes anything interesting. There's a few more people who have filed lawsuits. Most people, I think, are just kind of reaching into the honeypot of opportunistic money, which is kind of sad given that someone died, but that's how these things are. So anything in the music world?
Well, speaking of the Oscars, there's the announcement to relegate, I think, 7 or 8 different awards to being done before the prime time show, I suppose. And included in that is not best song, but best original score. And that has caused, I'm sure if you are part of one of these other communities that are responsible for the other 7 award categories, it's a big deal. But I think music has generated the most controversy with a whole bunch of really strongly worded articles and threatened boycotts and stuff like that. You know, people pretty big composers hammering the Oscars for not doing what they're supposed to do, which is kind of exposing some of the important aspects of filmic craft to audiences. So there's that controversy that's going on. Who knows how that will play out, if you even care about the Oscars, which is, I don't know. I don't really care. I mean, I care about who wins the award, I suppose, music, just because it gives you a kind of, a sign in where film music is, but otherwise I don't really care. The other thing, another article, which I will make sure I put in Discord, but kind of causing some controversy in some corners of the music world, is a Vanity Fair article about ghostwriting in film composition, which is a practice as old as film composition. Nothing new, but this article is kind of bringing it to public view, and kind of taking on the issue of credits. And that's really the controversy, right? It's not so much that people have ghostwriters, but that people are they compensated fairly to that, and that has brought in a lot of conversation in the industry. So something to pay attention to, and if you're not familiar with it at all, you can read the article. So
yeah, is ghostwriting something that's looked down upon in the film composing community, or is it sort of just part of the business?
It's part of the business, and particularly because, and some people, it's a complicated topic, but for larger projects, in big studios, right, it's almost impossible for one person to do everything on some of these massive films and the time frames that they have. And some composers are kind of internally known more as being project managers than composers. But for the most part, people tend to take the most visible issue with Zimmer and remote control studios. But I don't think some people may, outside of the industry might look down on. I don't think it's a practice that's looked down upon in the industry. It's more of a kind of necessity at a certain level. It's more about how you treat people who work for you, and whether they are credited, even if not put in the actual line credits on a film, whether they are financially compensated appropriately.
Yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool. So that sounds to be the news of the week, and that's how we're doing for the week. So let us know how you're doing this week by dropping a comment down below. And we'll be talking about 3 topics today. And so if you want to hear about any of that, stick around. Or if you're listening post, check out the next podcast.